These leftists cannot stomach the fact that Trump is gonna be president, and they cannot stomach the fact that he won the popular vote. And there's a lot of Americans of all different demographics who voted for this man and wanted to see him in leadership. And they're making some pretty crazy videos online. Videos that I don't think you should be posting online. In fact, I think you can call the FBI when you see videos like this sometimes. Not this next one, but we'll get to some crazier ones down the line. This guy says if you're a Trump supporter, he wants you to yourself, which is so nice, so sweet, so demure, so mindful. And he happens to be an administrator at the University of Oregon. These people don't think about the two very important words when you're on the internet, and that is digital and footprint. Your digital footprint is going to exist, and people are gonna have things to say about the things that you say. But let's roll the clip.
I'm done crying. My sadness is over. My anger has set in. I am a very petty person, and I am very proud of that. Love it about myself, actually. And so I say this in the most disrespectful way possible. I don't care if you are my family. I don't care if you're my friend. I don't care if we've been friends our entire lives. You can literally go f yourself if you voted for Donald Trump. If you are so sad about your groceries being expensive, get a better paying job. Do better in life. Get a education. Do something. Because you're stupid. And I hope you go jump off of a bridge.
Shiver me timbers. I'm clutching my pearls hearing that. My goodness. It's so interesting because this was the party of tolerance. It was the party of the impoverished. It was the party of the underprivileged, the disenfranchised. And now they're telling you if you voted for Donald Trump because you want to see your grocery prices change, or you want to go to get gas and not be crying as you are, putting things in your gas tank, now they're saying you're broke. They're like, hey, brokey, that's why you voted for Donald Trump. That is so crazy. I thought you were the party that spoke for the impoverished, that wanted to talk about evening the playing field when it came to things like grocery prices and the price of eggs and milk and the price of gas. I guess no longer. I guess that's not a valid concern for Americans anymore. And instead of being worried about your day-to-day life, the economy that you're living in, the economy that you will hand to your children, the American dream sort of being blown away in the wind, you should be worried about, I don't know, like pronouns, sex changes, identity politics, opening the border further than it already is. I just think they've really lost the plot when it comes to what is important to people, what they're looking for in terms of change, what they're looking for in terms of leadership. And I mean, there's no other way to tell you that you've lost the plot than what you saw, the results out of this election. I mean, he swept the floor with her, and still the response is, if you voted for him, just yourself, which would be the majority of the country. As we said, he won the popular vote. But we do got to check back in on this story, as he is an administrator at the University of Oregon. Since he told you guys to yourselves, he's been placed on leave. Oops. The tweet says, yeah, oops. The things you say sometimes have consequences. Like, I'm pretty much a free speech absolutist, but I mean, like, telling people to kill themselves. What do you think is going to happen when you're the administrator at a school that probably has somewhat of a pluralistic vision about its staff and its students? And there's going to be a lot of Trump supporters, presumably, who are at the University of Oregon, and you've told them to kill themselves. I don't know that you can really be trusted as an administrator over those students, so now you're on leave. Womp, womp. That is the way the cookie crumbles, I think, on this one. But wait, there's more. We've already spoken about many an assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life, many a plot that has been soiled and foiled. And here's a girl who's now calling for his assassination.
There is a highly trained professional assassin out there right now, and you have one job. Chop, chop, bitch.
You're crazy. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't have many other words for that. It's a crazy thing to say after losing an election. It's really not that deep, sis. It's really not that crazy. The person that you don't like, they won, and that's okay. The world is going to keep turning. We're all going to be here living with one another. We don't have to call for somebody to be assassinated. And of course, a lot of people have been sharing photos of the men that have already attempted to assassinate Donald Trump. And they're saying you had one job, you shouldn't have missed. They're saying things like Ethel Cain wouldn't have missed if given the opportunity to assassinate Donald Trump. And part of me is thinking, you're kind of deranged. I don't know what to tell you. This is crazy. Open the asylums. Part of me is saying that. The other part of me is thinking, what information have you been given that makes you feel this way? And I'm understanding of it, of course, because for a long time, I can answer the question. The information that they've been given is that he's a threat to democracy, that he is the new Hitler, I guess, and if he makes it into office, everybody is going to lose their rights, and on top of that, lose their lives. So I can get why people feel this way. But you would think there'd be just one piece of rationality that would urge you to, one, if you think these things, just keep it to yourself and not post it on the internet. But also, if you're thinking these things, think about how much of an irrational thought it actually is, and figure out if we can unpack that a little bit further, maybe look at some information to the contrary of what it is that we believe, and see if we can untangle that thought and maybe get rid of it, because it is an irrational one, but people don't see it as that, and they're in fact being applauded for saying these kinds of things.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.